I was thinking, I wrote down a couple scriptures that I was going to read on the importance where the Bible tells us to listen. Jeremiah 33:3, call to me and I will answer you and tell you great and unsearchable things that you do not know. And I just think like, call to me, that's God listening to us, and I will answer you. That means I have to listen. So that the very essence of what it means to be in a relationship with God is that I share and he shares. And how many ugly Christian ideas exist because we've made a preconceived notion rather than I'm listening to God.
That's good.
I'm just making assumptions now. I love that one. Matthew 17:15. I love this one. Jesus took a few of his disciples up on the mountain, and it says that his glory was revealed. And Peter, it says he wanted to build tabernacles for, build one for Jesus and Moses and Elijah. And then we read this, a voice from heaven spoke. Matthew 17:5. This is my beloved son in whom I am well pleased. And I love this. Ready? Listen to him. It's like Moses is great, but he done. Elijah's great, but it's over. Just listen to my son. Like it's all turning us to listen to Jesus. And then James 1:19, maybe the focal verse for this podcast would be this. James 1:19, so then, my beloved brethren, let every man be swift to hear, slow to speak, and slow to wrath. And I did just a quick, kind of jump into, what do these words mean? Because I think of swift, and I think just speed. Yeah. I think just speed. But a lot of, when I think of listening skills, speed is a part of the problem, right?
Yeah, right.
It's like, I heard you. I got it. It's quick. I'm quick about it. When the real issue, and I love that what the word swift means, is it means to be in a state of readiness. So it means that I enter into a conversation in a state of readiness to listen.
That's good.
That I'm not just like, I need to say something, but I need to be ready to listen.
That's good too. It makes me think, Phil, about this idea that, insights, like new insights.
Yeah.
If we do receive them, say we are listening, we're open to change, and we do, feel like we receive something that hit home for us. Those insights can sometimes be illusions to transformation. They can make us think because of they even have neurological support for you. When you hear something that makes you, you believe something new, you automatically think now you're like that.
Right.
When really you haven't acted on any of that belief. And so I think
that's so good.
As far as that being ready, okay, now you're ready. Now you receive something new.
Right.
There's still more beyond that to get to that transformation point, or to that transformation process more so.
Right. Because the illusion is that you just told me something I've never heard. Check.
Got it.
And then now I'm like, I assume I've gotten it when it's not been processed.
Exactly.
I haven't put it into my life. Wow.
Right. So that's a big one. And then also I think of just when you're bringing up all the biblical points, I think the first point I think of is just more emphasis on how key listening is, not just in relationship, but to our relationship with God, was when Paul talks about praying continually.
Yes.
How could you conceivably pray continually and be talking all the time?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Praying continually has to involve, I believe, what you're talking about, this being ready constantly for the next word that God wants to share with you, or the next instance that God wants to bring to your attention. So praying continually very much, I would have to assume or
definitely.
estimate is 99% listening.
Yeah.
Waiting, being ready.
And letting what God's doing around me be a part of my prayer life.
Exactly.
It's powerful.
Also, I think about, in terms of when God is speaking to us. I remember when I was kind of growing in my faith, and even just younger than that, I heard all the stuff, the do's and don't do this, do that, and I heard that almost in a way where the church was telling that to society. But when I started reading the Bible for myself, I remember it hit me like a brick. I was like, wait a minute. All these do's and don'ts are for us.
Yeah.
All these.
He's not talking about
all these harsh
corrections
are for the people in the church, or for God's people.
Yes.
All these things that sound completely, super aggressive in terms of you need to fix this and do this. That's for us.
Yeah.
So I think as again, listening to these conversations, and things start to flare up and feel like they're piercing words, maybe they probably are. Because if there's anybody charged with maturing and upgrading our conduct, it is believers.
Yeah,
You know?
100%.
And just like it wouldn't make sense for us to like give our life to Jesus, who's the perfecter of our faith, and him just be like, okay, great, you're done.
Right.
You know, like when we give our life to Jesus, it's for him to do something with it, for him to change it into his original plan for it.
Yes.
You know, his perfect version of it.
Wow.
So yeah, I think just in terms of absorbing these messages, understanding like some of the words may sound sharp and like discipline, you know,
Right.
and change is hard.
Yes.
You know, it's one of the hardest things that people always talk about, but discipline I think is even a step harder.
Oh,
'Cause
yeah.
It's this change under a regimen, change where you're signing up to be different. But the comfort we have, I think, is just in knowing who the perfecter of our faith is, and that he's a trustworthy teacher, he's a trustworthy quote unquote trainer, so that you know we can trust him in those weak spots.
Right.